Yes, it's always great to have you join us on Newspaper Review on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. It's Wednesday, 12th day of November 2025. Welcome to this great show. My name is Lawrence Omoite. And yes, as usual, we will go through the headlines before coming in for the second half of the show, where we look at some of the stories in detail. But Mr. Salami is here in the studio. Good morning, Mr. Salman Salami.
Very good morning to you, the Grandmaster of the game himself. Good morning to you, all our super citizen listeners. Let's make it a participatory program today.
All right, so off we go. The Punch newspaper is where we start off this morning. And the House shuts down plenary amid tension over budget. That's the lead story from the Punch newspaper. Experts decry rising building collapses in Nigeria. And still staying with the Punch newspaper, only 44% of social benefits reach poor Nigerians. That's from the World Bank. So what happens to the remaining? Okay, APC chieftain Igbokwe backs Wike, condemns naval officers' conduct in Abuja's clash. Abuja courts convicts fraudsters over $1 million oil deal scam. That's huge. Igbo Group hails FG's move for Ekwuremado's repatriation from UK. And US lawmaker allays invasion fear as FG engages Trump. And Tinubu governors Sultan Gray's editors conference today. And tension as Wike soldiers clash over ex-naval chief's land. And PDP crisis deepen as Abuja court holds convention. And a little bit of sport, World Cup playoffs, Eagles boycott training over bonuses. Oh God, not again. The Vanguard newspaper is next now. Diplomatic engagement yielding results. Federal government talking about the face-off with the U.S. Senate rejects NNPCL's explanations on unaccounted 210 trillion naira. And protest rocks Katsina communities. Minister of Finance pledges review of capital gain tax to boost investors' confidence. All right, we move on to this day newspaper now. Cardozo, that's the CBN governor. Economy belongs to all. Reform gains must be protected. That's coming from the CBN. At Arewa House, Sanwo-Olu boasts Nigeria will rout poverty, insecurity, other trials. And we say amen to that. Okay, 60 cancer patients benefit from Medicare foundations. Okay. And let's look at some other stories still on the front page of this day newspaper. ECOWAS has 50, reinventing a challenge regional bloc. All right, the Nation newspaper is next now. Convention, that's the PDP convention. Another court order throws PDP into disarray. Economy now predictable, stable, says Shettima. And that's Vice President Kashim Shettima. NIPSS is Nigeria's intellectual powerhouse, says First Lady. And that's the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies there. Senate rejects NNPCL's defense on missing 210 trillion naira. The minister is saying, Minister of Education, Unity College is ready to deploy AI in teaching. And President Tinubu hails Emir of Ilorin on 30th year on the throne. Why state police is inevitable by Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State. All right, we move on to the Sun newspaper now. Military will defend Nigeria's sovereignty, Army Chief. And Lagos to assist council workers on home ownership. Era of land grabbing, fraudulent transactions in Enugu over. That's the Surveyor General. 2027, only citizens' participation will save democracy. Former Governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amici. Former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amici. And former Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Rotimi Amici. All right, the Guardian newspaper leads with the story on politics. Ambition, legal battles, stall PDP convention, threatens 2027 prospect. And genocide, Nigerians urge Tinubu to go harder on terrorists and bloodshed. Senate rebukes NNPCL, rejects explanation on 210 trillion naira expenses. And NAFDAC outlaws production, sale of sachet alcoholic beverages. Alleged 33.2 billion naira fraud payment mandates duly signed by Dasuki, says EFCC's witness. And federal government blames poor quality feeds for modern livestock farming woes. And federal government may suspend planned CGT over market concerns. And CGT, that's the capital gain tax. Amechi Ezekwesili asked Nigerians to hold politicians accountable, urge electoral reform overhaul. Customs intercepts 29.4 billion naira cocaine shipments from Sierra Leone at Lagos terminal. And a woman arraigned for falsely accusing husband of defiling daughters in Enugu. Vintiri pledges support for 12-year-old IDP chess champion in Adamawa State. All right, we move on to the cable newspaper now, and we start late with the sports story. Ekong, that's Captain Ekong, Super Eagles. Eagles didn't demand special bonus. We only want outstanding allowances cleared. Oh, we thought we had gone past this. Not acceptable behavior. Okay, Senate panel rejects NNPCL's explanations on unaccounted 210 trillion naira. Demands Ojulari's appearance. And the former governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayoṣe, is saying PDP has decayed from the head. Oh. All right, we'll take a short break now. The program will return shortly. It's still newspaper review on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Please don't go away. We'll be back soon.
Citizen FM Abuja. Yeah.
Are you a student looking for a voice? Do you want to discuss the issues that matter most to you? Tune in to Student Affairs every Wednesday at 12:05 p.m. on Citizens 93.7 FM Abuja. Join the conversation as we dissect the latest trends, challenges, and successes affecting students. From academics to entertainment, we have got you covered. Don't miss out on the debate, the discussion, the dialogue, and much more. Be part of Student Affairs every Wednesday at 12:05 p.m. on Citizens 93.7 FM, Abuja. Student Affairs, empowering students' voices, every Wednesday at 12:05 p.m. on Citizens 93.7 FM, Abuja.
Oya o my people, make una come gather here. Which kind tori una wan hear on top radio? Wetin dey catch fire on top social media? Bring am on top Make We Talk Am for Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja every Monday go reach Thursday, and the time na 5:10 wey be 10 minutes after 5. Make we talk am as e dey be. Wake up, Abuja. Rise and shine. Get ready to start your day on Sunrise at Citizen. Sunrise at Citizen 93.7. Join us from 5 a.m. to 12 noon as we bring you the latest news, trending topics, and the most music to kickstart your day. From politics to entertainment, sports to lifestyle, we've got you covered. Don't miss out on our interactive segments, contests, and giveaways that will keep you engaged and entertained. Start your day with a smile. So, set your alarms and wake up to the best morning show in the city. Sunrise at Citizen 93.7 FM, Abuja's go-to station for news, entertainment, and more. Sunrise at Citizen 93.7 FM, 5 a.m. to 12 noon, Monday to Friday. Let's get this day started.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's still Newspaper Review on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. And this is the part we've all been waiting for. Going into details of some of the stories. The phone lines are open now. You can join the conversation. You can call us on 0903 2279797. You can also call us on 0818 2222205. All right, so I'll call the numbers again, 0903 2229797 or 0818 2222205. And don't forget, you can also send us a WhatsApp message if you don't want to make a voice call. Mr. Salami is here. Salman Salami is the Chief Operating Officer, Citizen 93.7 FM, Abuja. Mr. Salami, good to have you again.
Well, I feel so happy being here to do what we know
how to do best. All right. Straight up, we start off with this story on Punch newspaper. I'm sure that every Nigerian, some people will say dead or alive, would have been exposed to this story. And that's the clash between the FCT minister yesterday and some naval officers in Abuja. This is how the Punch newspaper puts the story. Tension as Wike soldiers clash over ex-naval chief's land. And there was a drama at Gaduwa village in Abuja when soldiers prevented the minister of FCT and officials of the FCT administration from gaining access to a parcel of land owned by former Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Anwar Gambo. The property located on plot 946 became the subject of a confrontation after Wike questioned the legality of its development by the ex-naval chief, insisting the military had neither approval nor valid documentation from the FCTA. And Responding the senior officer on site, AM Yerima denied any attempt to intimidate government officials, saying development on the land was backed by approvals obtained through proper authorities. And the exchange, however, became heated when the minister insisted that the military would never develop this land, to which Yerima responded that he was an officer with integrity and was only following orders. Wike, visibly angered by the officer's response, ordered him to be quiet, to which the officer replied, "I will not shut up." "You are a very big fool," Wike fired back, raising a finger in the soldier's face. "As at the time I graduated, you were still in primary school. You must kill everybody here today." And the soldier fired back, "I won't kill anybody." Mr. Salami, the drama, I think it's better appreciated if you watch the visuals. Your comments, sir?
I will start by saying that any lion that kills a rat is not a hero.
But a rat killer.
And we keep on saying it that the office is as big as the man occupying the office. It was Wole Soyinka who said that a tiger does not go about professing his tigritude.
It pounces.
It bounces. I will look at the issue that happened, the charade, and the national disgrace, and the reduction of what an Itato big office that happened yesterday. To start with, the issue, the legality or illegality of a parcel of land is not what you will resolve at the site. It is something that is done in the office. And again, I do not expect the performing minister, the honorable minister of FCT, who to all intent and purposes is an equivalent of a governor of a state, to go to the locus in quo and now add altercation with a military man guarding the place. Let's situate it properly. If the disputed parcel of land that is allegedly owned by an ex-naval chief was not properly obtained, there are processes. And if the Development Control Department had issues, there are processes too. And if it got to where it got to, that the minister would need to be there. And when he got there, he met military officers who were guarding the place. To all intents and purposes, he had no business having altercation with them. He should not reduce himself. He should not have reduced himself to that level. He should, I think, have requested that the owner, purported owner of the parcel, should see him, or better still, do all that is necessary and humanly possible to see the ex-naval chief, given the fact that it was allegedly said to be owned by a senior army officer. And it's at the level of the minister and the naval chief that the issue will be trashed out. A situation whereby the minister descended into the arena and it nearly became a rough fight is, to say the least, a national disgrace. Truth be told, Barrister Nyesom Wike reduced ministerial position to nothingness yesterday. And a friend told me a story that if you were taking a bath in your jacuzzi and somehow a madman got around and took away your clothes.
How did he get there?
That is, no, don't look at the logicality or illogicality.
No, go ahead. Go
But as it were, took away your clothes. Do you, in nakedness, and as nakedness as you are, follow the madman? The onlookers will not know who exactly
He's mad.
is mad. Apply wisdom. To say the least, wisdom was not applied on both sides yesterday. It became a national disgrace, and it has gone viral. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should look into this. There is a need for a retreat for public office holders on how to comport themselves and how to conduct affairs. This is not the way to go. I'm not interested on who is right and who is wrong. I'm more interested in what transpired. And to say the least, it was a national shame. You heard what former Chief of Army Staff said.
Okay.
Buratai?
Yeah.
What he said.
We are coming to that.
You heard what Igboho said. We'll come to that and we analyze that too.
Yeah, Mr. Salami, I like the way that you took the issue. For me, I think I want to take. There are a few questions I need to ask. The first question is, what is it the job of the military to protect a civilian piece of land? That's one. You know, Mr. Salami, a few days ago we were speaking about how our policemen have been misused, turning them to VIPs and everything. And this is a group of naval officers led by a lieutenant in the Navy, which is an equivalent to a captain in the Nigerian Army. And these officers are deployed to protect a piece of land which is in question. These are military officers trained. That's one. Number two, you know that this is purely a civil case because it's about ownership of a land, about legal ownership of a land and everything. Could it have been handled in another way? Could the minister have handled the issue another way? Could the minister have approached the Chief of Defense Staff or the Minister of Defense? Or even the President, because these are high stakes. A land that is purported to be owned by an ex-naval chief is not a small fry by any standard. So these are issues that I'm looking at. For me, I think that the drama was unnecessary. The drama exhibited by the minister was purely unnecessary. Know how you look at it. Even if, because number one, you cannot bulldoze your way into a place that is guarded by armed personnel. If you've had any confrontation with naval officers, you will know what I mean. You cannot. You cannot. So what do you do in that essence? If you go to a place and by any stint of action you cannot proceed, you retreat quietly and then move on to higher authority. Because bad or wrong or right, the officers were there on the orders of somebody. And in the military, you obey the last command. I can imagine what will happen to them if your superiors say, look, nobody goes in, nobody goes out. And at the end of the day, they find that the place has been invaded. You know what it means for you as a military officer. So that's what I'm looking at. There was no need for the name calling. I felt harassed as a citizen, as a Nigerian citizen, when an officer in a military uniform is called unprintable names, especially by another public officer. It doesn't show any sign of, I don't know how to put it. I felt
maturity.
I felt very bad. Provocation, yes, you can be provoked, but sometimes because when you are a public officer, you carry with you said something about office, you carry with you the weight of the office. You carry with you that responsibility of doing things differently from somebody who walks on the streets, from the vulcanizer and everything, the ordinary Nigerian. Because there are certain things that you cannot be caught doing when you're a public officer. It's simply, Mrs. Salami, it's simply not, there is no, we are not, on this aspect, I'm not talking about who is right and who is wrong and everything. We are talking about the public display.
And courage.
Or with public display of that drama. It wasn't necessary. The name calling, the desperation and everything wasn't necessary. And thank God for technology. Thank God for cameras. I was just imagining if there were no cameras around, what would have been the reaction of the military guys? Because the restraint was not just because he's an officer and a gentleman. The restraint was also because there were too many eyes. Mr. Salami, you and I, we were not too young when, remember, I think in 1988, when Abiola's son had an altercation with Air Force officers, and it became something else at the end of the day. And that was when that phrase came up, the Mad Dog Saga. So sometimes we need to be circumspect when we do things. You made mention about the chief of, because a lot of people have intervened. The former army chief has also intervened to Buratai, former chief of army staff. He has criticized the minister over the face of. In fact, he even went further to say that there should be an apology. And when an officer of this rank goes into the fray, you can imagine that the body language of the military as an institution, Mr. Salami. Because we might think that, oh, this is just a drama. And this is coming from a few months of recent rumors of schools and things like that. So sometimes you never know when certain events will spiral and lead to have a chain reaction. But before you react, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh, Mr. Salami.
Lawrence, you know one thing. Whenever you see somebody in uniform or plainclothes, it's representing something. The very man you saw yesterday was representing the armed forces.
Oh, well.
The man you saw.
Wike was also representing the president too.
He's not in uniform. He's not a uniform man. Mm-hmm. He's not a uniform man. You see, Lieutenant General Buratai put the whole thing in proper perspective. The uniform, the army, is a well-respected institution with command structure. The man did not bring himself there. Mm. He was there on instruction, on a directive, whether rightly or wrongly. That is a different ballgame.
All right, Mrs. Hamid, I think we have a caller here. Let's say, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Please, who is on the line, please?
My name is Oluwatosin from Gowalada.
All right, please go ahead, Tosin.
Yes, I'll be very brief about this. What happened, the altercation that happened between the Minister of FCT and that our young, we don't want to, like Riley said and Mr. Salami, that there's no point apportioning blames here and there. But the point is just too clear to Nigeria. It shows the level of or the levels and the society we live in. And I want to quickly suggest this. There should be a leadership training. If there's anyone at all, let people of integrity lead that kind of move. As a leader in a society, there should be a kind of a exemplary attitude. There should be some kind of something to show that you're a leader. Yes, the minister is an official person in Nigeria, and as far as he is concerned, he's the FCT minister, and there should be a kind of a good dispositions to life issues, apart from any other thing. Like rightly said, Mr. Lawrence, are you with me, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
This land issue is a civil case, and as high as that level is, there are things ought to be done in the office, and not just facing what we call a high risk of military people. And definitely, please, I will still just say this: we need leadership training to all our leaders in Nigeria. It shows, this has actually showcased the kind of leadership we are under. We still have the issue of United States of America saying they want to invade, they want to come into Nigeria. All these things we're having around corruption here, this thing there. Mr. Lawrence, please. Nigerians, we are in trouble.
All right, we are not.
We need leadership training in Nigeria for all the leaders.
All right,
having official responsibility. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Tosi. We are not in trouble in Nigeria. We know what to do.
We have issues, no doubt.
We know what to do, Mr. Salame. Our leaders know what to do. Nigerians know what to do. We know what is good and what is bad. You see, for me, just like I said earlier, my only problem with that situation yesterday was the minister's attitude in that drama. That is it. As for right and wrong, I know that it is not right, understand, for a military chief to use personnel to prevent officials of government from accessing any land in the FCT. The minister should have just quietly gone back and then proceed to higher authority to deal with the matter. That's my own there, because if the alleged owner was not a retired military chief, where will he have the resources and the personnel to use to do that? So it means that everybody who is a retired person or anybody who has access to police or soldiers can always resorting to self-help.
What does that tell you?
And exactly.
What does that tell you? Let us look at this issue. If it is the only thing we will discuss today,
exactly,
we must discuss it extensively. We are not going to apportion blame. We are just going to analyze what happened in the context of how it happened. Look, all lands in the FCT are vested in the hand of the honorable minister.
Yeah. Hello. Just hold on. There's a finally got him now. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Barros.
Yeah. Who's on the line, please?
Yeah. Good morning, sir. My name is James Akwa.
Okay, James. It's been a while. Please.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. I agree your analyst.
Mr. Salami,
because you have spoken. Yeah, you have spoken well. You know. You see this issue, what is the importance attached to this land that it takes the honorable minister?
Hello? Okay, are you...
Doesn't he have people in the office that he will send to go there just like any other place? You see demolition control or whatever department that works under the SCDAs. They are, by extension, the workers under minister, when they visit demolition on any landed property, it is by extension the instruction of the minister or whatever, if those places does not meet up the criteria or whatever condition that they fail to meet up. So, for the minister to go to that land, upon seeing the military men in the premises, and you know that those people are under instruction. If I was the one, is for him to pass information to the officers that tell your master, tell your guy, whoever keeps you there, to come to the office so that we negotiate this out. because this occupation is unnecessary, because at the end of it all, it will all go back to the office and papers will be presented. If actually the owner or the person that claims to own the land has actually acquired it through the right process, or that other people, any other or every other person does to acquire them. It's not through all these altercations that went on through that they went through as of yesterday. It's unnecessary.
All right, thank you.
It's unnecessary.
Thank you so much, James. I agree with some of the things you said. The altercation was unnecessary. The drama was unnecessary. And that's what we've said on this show. But we also do not want to lose sight of some of the fallouts of the issues. When an issue is purely a civilian matter, I think there are processes to resolve it. And the court is one of one of those ways of resolving civil cases and everything. Mr. Salami, you were about to say something.
Yes, like I was saying that all lands are vested.
Yes.
In the minister, in the office of the Honorable Minister of FCT, who is an equivalent of a governor in the state. And there are processes. The acquisition of land, there are processes. If a land has been found out to be, quote and unquote, unlawfully or illegally acquired, there are processes too. And before it gets to demolition or not, there are processes. And if at all it will require the Honorable Minister, Lawrence, I want you to take note of what I'm saying. If it will require the Honorable Minister, we are talking of a minister. We are not talking of the PAMSEC. We are not talking of directors. We are not talking of officials of the FCT. We are talking of the equivalent of a governor of a state to visit
the site.
Then it must have taken so many layers of processes. And for the Honorable Minister.
The Salami is the Minister of FCT. Let's leave this Honorable Minister matter.
Is that?
He's the Minister of FCT.
Yes.
Let's leave this Honorable. It's not part of his title. He's the Minister of the FCT.
Oh, I see. The Minister, the Minister of FCT.
Yeah.
To get there. And when he saw those who are guarding the place, that required another higher level of
engagement.
He would, in my own thinking, or he should, in my own thinking, I've just requested for the leader of those people, of the team, say, please tell who asked you to be here to please see me in my office. And that would have been the end of the story. That would have been the end of the story. And this speaks to what? It speaks to the caliber of those who are now holding public office. And there is the need, like I said, for public office holders to know that public office is public trust with respect. There must be decorum in the way they conduct themselves. There must be etiquette in the way they go about their job. And they must endear themselves to the public in such a way that the public will respect public office holders. When you strip public office holders of respect, honestly, we will get to where former Governor Fashola said that a mud fight.
Yeah, Mr. Salami, I think
we should not get to that level.
We shouldn't. We
should not join a pig in a mud fight.
Yeah.
There is the need for a retreat for public office holders on etiquette and how to conduct and comport themselves.
The Salami,
it's very important.
There's no need for any retreat. If you organize a retreat, it's just an avenue for people to come and eat and speak all the politically correct languages and move on. Every year since 1999, we've been having retreats. We've been having conferences. We all know what is good and bad. That's simple. We choose not to do it. When we travel out of this country, our public officers travel frequently. They behave, they conform, they get to the airport, they queue patiently with their luggage, and they get asked questions by immigration, they answer, and they pass through immigration. And that's all. Everything, you know what is good and what is bad. It's only when you come back to Nigeria. I've traveled out, I've seen our public officers behave very humble and everything outside, only for us to land in Lagos, and everything changes immediately. Protocol people will, from nowhere, swarm them, carry their bags, everything. That's the way, that word again, the way we roll. So,
let's get it straight. You know, we have tried to avoid apportioning blame. The question is not who is right, who is wrong. It is what was displayed.
Exactly.
Yesterday.
That's it.
That is what some of us are worried about.
That's it. But you see, what would have happened if the minister had simply, left the place without the drama will still happen, because I know that this matter now is going to be resolved at the highest level, whether we like it or not. And people are going to get punished for it. But for us, what we are saying is that drama was not necessary. The name-calling, the abuses was absolutely not necessary. The matter is still going to be resolved at the end of the day by superiors, people who will wield the big stick at the end of the day. Mr. Salami, it may not be in the news, but people are going to get punished for this.
Lawrence, the penchant for intemperate language makes me feel so sad.
All right, Mr. Salami, let's move on. From one drama to another, a newspaper captioned this story. Ambition, legal battles, stall PDP convention. Threatens 2027 prospect. And just look at this opening paragraph. Mr. Salami, you are a veteran in print journalism, but just listen to this paragraph. The PDP slow motion disintegration has reached critical mass, with stakeholders warning that personal ambition, compromised judicial intervention, strategic defection by sitting governors have made the party's planned Ibadan convention impossible, and its 2027 prospect near non-existence.
You know, we play with words. And like Lord Denning said that words are the tools of the trade. And well-respected journalists, when they craft words, they capture your attention.
Exactly.
Without being immodest, PDP, People's Democratic Party, as it is today, is in ICU. I don't know whether the oxygen is enough, or whether there is the need to get more oxygen to keep it alive, and if that is what they are doing, for how long. Honestly, I do not think that the board of governors of the party are doing all that is expected of them. The Yorubas will always say that where there are elders, there is no need for elders to be there when the head of a newborn is getting bent every day. That means there are no elders. Where there are elders, it will not get to that level, or they will not allow it to get to that level. A situation whereby the umbrella is getting thrown on a daily basis is an embarrassment, a national embarrassment, and this should be avoided.
Yeah, we hope so. We hope it will be resolved at the end of the day. All right, Salami, before we go, let's look at the story from the Nation newspaper. Senate rejects NNPCL's defense on missing 210 trillion naira. The Senate yesterday rejected explanations provided by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited regarding unaccounted funds totaling 210 trillion naira covering period from 2017 to 2023. The Ray Chamber, through its Committee on Public Accounts, chaired by Senator Aliyu Wadada, said the state oil company failed to satisfactorily address 19 audit queries raised against it by the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation. That's why submitting written responses to the committee, NNPCL officials failed to appear physically before the lawmakers yesterday, a date the company itself had proposed. An apparently infuriated Senator Wadada described NNPCL's conduct as offensive evasiveness. Mrs. Salami.
Well, we were discussing some politicians the other time. And we were talking of the late Ifeanyi Uba of the YPP. And we even mentioned distinguished Senator Wadada too. We were discussing politicians who are really on ground, well-respected politicians with a grassroots appeal. And now for Wadada to be discussing this issue of 210 trillion naira, Lawrence, I think Citizen FM is interested in this. We will monitor it. We will report to the people because we must educate the people, and it is our constitutional responsibility to hold government accountable to the people. We will do the needful. Real investigative journalism will commence from here now.
All right, still staying with the Guardian newspaper. NAFDAC outlaws production, sale of sachet alcoholic beverages. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has ordered a total ban on the production and sale of alcoholic beverages in sachets and small volume glass bottles below 200 ml by next month. Consequently, the regulators warned manufacturers, distributors, and retailers to comply fully with the deadline, stating that no further extension would be entertained. The Senate had last week directed NAFDAC to enforce the ban within the time frame. Ms. Salami, you were in that event yesterday.
I was there. I was at the Transcorp yesterday, and I saw it all. The well-respected Director General of NAFDAC, Professor
Mojisola Adeyeye,
a consummate patriot, somebody that has shown us that things can work in this country. That if you have the right person, the right peg in the right hole, you can get good results. The likes of Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, and so many others, they have shown us and they have given us hope that this country can work. Lawrence, this country can work, that we have people, the right people who could take this country to the next level. With the right people in public office, this country can hold our own in the Committee of Nations. The woman said that the ban on alcoholic drinks in sachet is not punitive. It is to protect our youth. Lawrence, addiction is now real. People may not know that it has almost gotten to a level of pandemic. A situation whereby fathers now need to lock so many doors for the fear of being killed by their children who are now addicted or hooked on drugs. It has gotten to a level where we must do something and we must do it fast. And the DG said something yesterday when a question was asked that what of the job loss that this ban will occasion. And the woman said that in the last 5 years, they have given them a moratorium, enough time to reconfigure even your company or your industry in such a way that you won't have too much issue on this. And again, she now brought the soccer punch that now it has gone to a level where we need to pick about job that makes our children addicted and having a safe society. Because you are discussing the future of this the youth who are the leaders. They are not even future leaders, because this idea of future leaders to me is now becoming a misnomer. You are a leader, you are a leader. Leaders, even there are youths who are leaders. Leadership is not a destination thing. That okay, you have become a leader. We are all leaders of sorts. There is a layer to it. And these our youths needed to be saved from themselves. There is a need for this ban. And honestly, we thank God that we have somebody who is doing the job, irrespective of who's us.
It's God.
Is God.
Mr. Salami, just like you said, I think it's a clear and present danger. All you need to do is take a walk around hospitality areas in the morning, early in the morning, and you will see used sachets of these drinks litter the whole street. If you go to Zone 4, take a walk from the Zone 4 junction to Sheraton Hotel, you will count hundreds of these sachet packs that have been disposed after use. Every day. I remember a few years ago when I was on TV, I did a report on that. It's very, very frightening because of the impact of people. And I think we need to be clear here. NAFDAC is not banning alcohol. What NAFDAC is banning is those ones in such a small packs that students will take 2 or 3 and put in the pocket and head to school. That drivers will take 2 or 3, put in their pocket and then head up. Those of them driving from Lagos to Abuja to Lagos or Lokoja, pick 3 or 4, put in their pocket and off they go. Those are the ones that NAFDAC is talking about. Those small ones that can easily be accessed by a lot of these young children. Very, very frightening. And we should not put commercial or business interests first before the lives of our young ones.
Lawrence, underage drinking should be discouraged.
Completely. There's no doubt about it. Because, and you see the irony, a lot of people who engage in this business, the big-time importers and producers, would not want their own kids to consume these products. None of them would want their own kids to consume this product. So the other people who are your customers, they don't have parents. They are not other people's children.
See, don't let us go into this argument because
I know.
Don't let us go.
All right, Mr. Salami, I think it's been a pleasure to have you on this show. It's always exciting to have you on the show. Thank you so much, sir.
We thank Almighty God because we hold this country a duty to speak truth to power, just as we need to guide. May God guide all of us.
Amen. Thank you so much, Mr. Salman Salami, Chief Operating Officer, Citizen 93.7 FM, Abuja. And that's our package on the show today. Tomorrow, it's another day, 7 a.m., bright and early. My name is Lawrence Omoite. Stand by for Triple A.